Live. All right, welcome to Feet on the Street. This Wednesday, February, where are we at? 11th, thank you. So, you sent me on Tuesdays, throwing me off a little bit. But we're going back to Tuesdays next week with the following one. So next week will be Wednesday. And we look forward to that. Today we have Rescued Paws. And so, yeah, look forward to chatting with you guys again. I'm John Randall.
I'm Susan Thrall. And I'm Linda Kelso.
Very good. So, like the last name, very local, Kelso.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I live in Kelso too.
Right
I have
on.
a lot of fun with that.
I bet you do. I bet you do. So, yeah, great organization. I know we had a chance to talk a little bit last time, but let's assume there might be some people out there that's never heard of you guys, never seen the show, whatever the case may be. So we'll just start with, what is Rescued Paws?
Well, we are a nonprofit no-kill animal shelter. We have the animals in our homes. We have dogs, cats, rabbits. Currently, yes. Currently, we have rabbits.
That is a key distinction. You say in your homes. It's a network of homes rather than one central facility.
Right. Yeah, we have the animals in our homes. I have 5 rescue cats in my cattery. And they have an enclosure, and they can go in and out, and they're all enclosed and they're safe. And it's got kitties. I don't do dogs. I don't have the area for dogs.
Fair
I
enough.
don't do just do cats.
Oh, I don't do dogs either, and I have an outdoor catio, as we call it, that was built by the same man who built Susan's catio. And I also have a place where, an enclosed place in my garage, and then there's a small cat door between the place in the garage and the catio outside. So all those cats that live out there are free to be inside or outside. And it's absolutely amazing on some of the coldest days, and there'd be 2 or 3 of them sitting on the shelf outside, fluffing up their fur and evidently keeping warm enough because they knew they had the choice. I have 2 of those little radiator heaters in the area inside the garage, and it keeps it nice and cozy. In fact, it keeps the whole garage cozy. Which means I don't have to worry about the hoses on my washing machine freezing. Yes, they did one time.
That's a bonus. Yes. That's a mess, too.
And it was a mess, yes.
Oh, boy.
So, so they're very comfortable. They have lots of room, lots of cats like vertical space, and these cats have all kinds of vertical space in these 2 areas. And so, even though there's several of them there, they never get in each other's way because there's lots of places.
And there was the vertical space deal. Yeah, they always seem like they try to get to the highest point they can.
Oh yeah, it's so funny. I have an indoor cattery, and it's in the garage, and it's heated as well as air conditioned, and then they have an indoor-outdoor. They can go in and out too, and they can be outside. And I usually close it when it gets really, really cold at night. I make them stay in. But like Linda says, they love being outside when it snows, when it's raining, and they're sitting out there, and I'm like, get in.
I would, yeah, that's for sure. Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. They're pretty funny. And then I have a 4-year-old granddaughter that comes over, and the minute 3 of them see her, they're outside as fast as they can go, or they go up to the 3rd level of the cattery, so as far as they can get away from us.
That's very funny.
Yeah, they do.
Very, very cool. So now I remember, if I remember correctly, you guys have a website that has the.
Yes, and it's on the little sign there, but just in case the folks that are looking at the sign can't read it, it is www.ourpaws.petfinder.com. And you can go to that website. It gives a lot of information about our rescue group. And in case there are people from around the country or around the world who happen to look at this, we are in Longview, Washington, which is in Cowlitz County in southwest Washington. And but we've rescued animals from all over southwest Washington, a few from Oregon, a few from Tacoma, and a few from central and eastern Washington.
Wow.
And
Oh, go ahead.
And we've adopted out animals to, believe it or not, as far away as Nome, Alaska.
Wow.
Yeah, I had somebody.
Do they have to come here, or is there somehow shipped?
I
Or-
think-
I'm trying to think of
Well,
the-
the one, I know
does
the
that
one that went to California was shipped.
Yes.
Okay.
And, and I had people that wanted two of my kittens years ago that they came from New York. And I was willing to go with kittens and take them, but, you know, they eventually got adopted here.
Cool.
Well, I had a lady come from Sitka, Alaska, to adopt two of my kittens. This was several years ago. And she and I talked on the phone several times before she came. And I talked about, well, now you have a veterinarian. Yes, he does a very fine job of spay and neuter. We just, why we don't have any kittens in Sitka. Veterinarians everywhere around the world would be as good as a veterinarian in Sitka. Because if they were, we would homeless animals to be rescued.
True.
Yeah, my last two kittens I found were 2 months ago. I was a friend off, and I was going down her street, and here's this little black and white kitten just sitting on the side of the road. And I thought, oh, I can't believe it. So I turn around and I come back, I open up my car door, and he comes running to my car.
Wow.
And so he had been knocked off because he was not afraid. He just jumped right in my
Sad.
car. And then I saw another one that was sitting next to him who looked really ill. And so I called my friend who I just dropped off, and she came down and got them. Took them to the vet for me. Us paid for them and everything. And we put the one woman down because she had pneumonia. She was so sick. And I think that's why that, because they were and they were around about the same age. I took her, and she has the two little black and whites, and then she had them for 4 months, for a couple months and everything like this, and she was getting more fond of them, more fond, and I'm thinking, I'm never going to get them away from her. And sure enough, she adopted them, and we laughed because we call ourselves one of the dogs that we've kept because
I'm sure.
you just fall in love with them. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
So all of them that get adopted back out are I'm sure spayed or neutered, right?
Correct. They're
Okay.
spayed, neutered, vaccinated,
I
and
probably have my
chipped.
face.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, deal because you can't all the time, but no kitten is really free.
No.
You really have
Yeah.
shots.
And the chip, I mean,
Yeah.
ensures that if something should happen, the cat gets away or gets loose, then, it finds its way back home.
Yeah,
So,
we've had several of our cats end up in the Humane Society, and they contacted us and we take them back because
That's great.
because,
Yeah, people, we tell people, not all rescue groups are this, but we tell people when we adopt. We can't indoors.
And then you
Their
can
homes, they're in bed. That happened since they were small. They had no experience being outside. Not everyone
No.
be able to get out. And so, yeah, they get away, they get lost. People don't put their dogs on the leash.
when they take it for July, the noise and scare them.
Yeah, fireworks. Here. I have a neighbor who lost a cat a couple years on Memorial Day. Going off. He looked and looked and never did.
Cat is-
I told him, you need to get him microchip, and I believe he has a chip.
Now, one thing I remember from last time that I thought was, I was like, really unique, but I think it is actually fairly unique, is your process in deciding where they go. I mean, it's a little different than some places. I feel like some places it's pretty simply walk in with a pig and get the animal. I mean, it's like there really isn't as much of a matchmaking. Maybe that's the right word. I don't know. But anyway, I'll let you guys talk about
That's
that a little
good, yeah, we do take, into account if you have other cats, if you have another dog. Sometimes our dogs are one person only, or are not friendly, you know, like male friendly males, they don't like kids. Some are cat,
Cat aggressive.
cat aggressive. So we don't like to put our animals in areas like that. So we try to have them bring in the animal that they're going to friend, you know, cat or dog with. And a lot of our cats are used to dogs. Mine aren't, yours aren't, but some of them, you know, could care less if you have a dog in the house. And so we make people go through an application. We ask for a fenced-in yard for the dogs. And we ask if cats are indoor. And I'm sure, you know, that people, you know, get a cat and say that it's gonna be indoor and then come out. You know, there's nothing we can
See
do
what the
about it.
fence said back. But we'll say I got a fence.
Well, Paula, also in our group, goes and checks for the
Oh, that's a
dogs.
pretty easy thing to check.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
She's very good
Good.
about going and checking on the home. And when our dogs go to a home, they usually go to a home that she's been, she knows about, or she's been there. She
Right.
checks to make sure there's a fenced yard and that the animal is, she will usually bring the animal to the people. And we've had a lot of return people come back and get more
Once again,
dogs.
part of what makes you guys unique is that you guys take that extra time to make sure that it's really gonna be a good fit for both sides.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's, you know, there's plenty of times where we've all gotten cats back. And, my Gus is a perfect example. He was one of Linda's cats, and he had a sister, and Linda adopted both of them out, and, they were fine for a couple of years.
About a year, I think. Yeah.
And then Gus was indoor outdoor, and he started not using the litter box like he should. And, and we gave them all sorts of ideas as to how to correct it and everything like that. And he's just as stubborn. He's just stubborn. Yeah, I've had him for probably 5 or 6 years, and I always laugh that he is he's special needs. He just he will use one litter box, and then the next day he won't use it. But he's really good about peeing in the litter box, but he potties outside. But he's absolutely the best cat in the world. But I've adopted him out to several people, and he'd start out really good. And then they'd say, well, they wanted him to go out, this one couple wanted him to go upstairs, go out this window and go down, and then come back and up this, you know. And it was ridiculous because, you know, a cat's gonna do what a cat's gonna do. You can't really, you know, get him to do what you want.
That's true. That's true.
Well, and a lot of people think they want a cat. I talked to a lady just last week. They'd seen one of our cats on one of the websites, and she thought this was a great cat. And I mentioned to her that this cat liked to snuggle with another one of my cats, and she'd probably be happier if she was adopted with him. So, and I told her when I talked to her on the phone that standard knowledge is you have one litter box per cat plus an extra one if you really want to encourage them to be faithful about using the litter box. Well, she told me there was her and her husband and a little boy living in an 800 square foot house, and she had no idea where she was going to put all these litter boxes. Well, then she emailed and said, we're going to have to think about this. And I'd rather they think about
Oh,
it.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Absolutely.
So it's, yeah, it's hard on the cats when they come down. And
Yeah, and we do get the fact, that's part of our adoption contract, if you can no longer care for this animal, bring it back to Rescue Paws, him or her. So I have 2 or 3 cats in my collection right now that have come back for what are good reasons and what seem like very shallow reasons. But the thing is, we will take him back. If you don't want that cat any longer, I'm not going to try to talk you into keeping it because that's not going to be a good place for it.
Not only that, the next thing you know, they're dumping it all.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
who knows? You know
yeah.
what?
I have 2 cats that
So
came back, and one of them is, she is a Maine Coon Persian mix. She's about 13 years old, and I adopted her out, and she stayed with these people for 2 years.
Wow.
And the lady, when she saw her, just came in and just scooped her up, just loved on her and everything like this. And they had her for 2 years, and then they said the husband was allergic to her. Well, you know, I don't know if that was true or not, but she needed dental work, and I had told them when they adopted her, she needed dental work. And so when she came back, she really needed dental work.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, so I just don't know if that was it, but I thought, oh, this is just such a perfect match, and they were so excited about getting her, and
How's that?
it is, it's sad, because they're such, the cats, well, animals are just so trusting. Really trusting.
Now, obviously,
I was going to say, with so many animals available for adoption, everybody wants the perfect animals, and they have so many choices they can make.
Actually, I
They
got.
come to Rescue Paws. We also have our Humane Society here in town that has fancy dogs. We have another cat rescue group in our community called Furry Adoptions. There are rescue groups and more of them because more people are becoming conscious of the need.
Hey Cody, how are you? You know, I tried what you said that on Facebook.
obviously, there's some expense
Facebook status?
in doing these sorts of things.
You know, how
I know one source of funds, I'm sure, is the adoption fee. What's that typically look like? I know it's a bargain.
Yeah.
Well, typically, we
Like
adopt
pension?
our adult
Oh,
cats
Oh,
yeah.
for $75.
oh,
And if they take 2 at a time, it'll be like $125.
Gotcha.
Kittens are typically
No.
100 or 2 for
Oh, I know.
$120.
no, I know that, that's why I was saying.
Dog adoption will be $125 unless it's a special breed.
Sure, if it's a full-blooded Chinese pug or something like
I
that,
had
you know.
2 pugs that I adopted out. at
Wow.
different times. And one of them was, he was tan and black.
Wow.
And, oh, he was absolutely the
Those are
cutest.
neat dogs.
He was darling. And he went to a wonderful family in Portland, and they had a baby pug.
Right on.
And,
Yeah,
Romeo,
Lynn here, the ShopRite, she's got 3 of them.
I know, and Romeo was just absolutely the cutest dog. And then about a week later, one of the vets had a little black pug that I adopted out to a family. And I sometimes get pictures about Romeo. He's got a different name, and I cannot remember his name, but he goes hiking with them.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, he's a part of the family. I mean,
That's
he's
cool.
one of their kids.
That's really
So we've had pugs that have just been, oh, they're so cute.
So adoption is one source of funds and one source of, helping with everything. I'm sure you guys see donation of, collateral items as well as money. And there's
Right.
fundraisers. Let's talk about some of those sorts of things.
We really haven't had too many fundraisers. We really should, but we just haven't done it.
Don't have the energy.
Oh, sure, you're chasing
Yeah.
around animals all the time, right?
But we've had, we love donations, and we have several people that will bring us beds and make us beds and cat toys. There was a Girl Scout troop that just brought us cat toys, which I was supposed to write a thank you note. We haven't done that yet.
So say thank you to the Girl
Thank you to
Scouts.
those Girl Scouts,
Thank you,
yeah,
Girl Scouts.
brownies, yes.
Buy some cookies as they come to your
Oh,
door.
I know. Yeah, they're coming pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
But we've had lots and lots of donations, and we're really lucky about having that. And not just beds or blankets or anything like that. We do take monetary donations
We
too.
love
and food.
money because we don't get enough in adoption fees
Yeah.
to pay for the vet expenses.
And everything that we do to the animal, we pay for.
There you
and,
go.
The adoption fee never pays for the whole thing.
Yes, we have, all of us spend our own money to some degree or another on the animals we care for. I think most of them do. I pay for the food for my cats and the litter, and sometimes the medical bills.
Sure.
Because I know that
On top of that, your time and your space and your
time
energy
and
costs.
energy is,
Yeah, I mean, you guys have
yeah.
put an investment there.
But you know, when you're old and retired, it gives you a reason to get up in the morning.
There you go.
It does.
Well, I think there's something you said for that. My dad just turned 70 last year. And, you know, I mean, he still works on cars, you know.
I know,
He's a
a lot
retired
of people
mechanic,
do.
but, you know, not to say he does everything he used to do, but he still does it and it keeps him active. And I believe it's a big part of his vitality, for lack of a better term. So.
Yeah, with my MS and stuff, I get up every morning and go out and clean the cattery. It takes me about an hour and a half. And then every night I'm out again cleaning it and feeding and loving my thighs. And they're just fun. They're just so much fun.
Yep. It's my little family. Unlike Susan, I have no grandchildren.
Well, you got your cats.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
we're
right.
crazy cat ladies, what can we say?
Yeah.
Hey. Again, whatever keeps you going.
I know,
That's
that's
the
the
thing.
thing, I know
Yeah.
that I have to get up in the morning and take care of my cats. It's just something that I have to do, whether it be 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock when I get up. Depending on, like I'll go exercise tomorrow, so I'll be up at 6, have the cattery done, and be out by 8, so. Yeah.
And what we're saying here would be typical of anybody who is involved in rescuing animals, whether they live in Southwest Washington or South Florida. All these animals need the same kind of care. They need a safe place to live. They need good quality food, water, medical care, and all over the country there are people, many of them women, doing the same thing that Susan and I and our cohorts are doing. I just read an interesting editorial. It's in the Best Friends magazine. This is Best Friends. I don't know how well this will show up. But the president of Best Friends wrote an editorial, and he tells us that dogs and cats dying in the nation's shelters, it's dropped from around 17 million annually to around 4 million.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah,
Still a ways to go, but
I did the math. That's almost 11,000 cats and dogs primarily that are being killed in shelters every single day.
wow. Still way too many.
It's way too many.
But they used to be quadruple that. I would say no right
Yeah.
there. Wow.
And that's partly why we were inspired to form our rescue group. We were all volunteers at our local humane society, and we saw too many animals being killed for no other reason than there was no space for them.
Yeah.
Or
I
they were
saw-
black.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly, living in the kind of crowded facilities that occur in many shelters, there's more of a tendency for sickness to spread from one animal to another. And sometimes they don't have the resources to properly care for the sick ones, so their way out is to put them down.
If you have somebody with you, though,
Sometimes animals come in that are too sick or too badly injured or by temperament are just unadoptable.
Sure.
And they will, and that, then I'm willing to use the word euthanasia. But when they're put down for no other reason, but we don't have room for them,
Yeah.
I call it killing. And I wish we'd just stop using the word euthanasia so freely. And so we thought we could do something about that. We could rescue animals, and we wouldn't kill them if our foster homes were full. But we've gotten to the point where every one of us has some animals that we took in 3 or 4 or 5 years ago that haven't been adopted, and we still have them, which means that we've gotten to the point where we almost can't take any more new animals. We just don't have the space and the resources. So we're almost winding up like the local animal shelter. People bring them animals every day and they don't have any place for them. So what do you do with them? Well, the answer is spay and neuter.
And the shelter does a low-cost, low-income spaying and neutering. It's 50 for cats and 35 for, 50 for females and 35 for male cats. And they do it on your income base, and it's, you can also get shots, you can also get cats tested. That's another thing that should be done, because you can get a cat, and if you bring it home, it can come home with feline AIDS, feline leukemia, and both of those are kind of death sentences for a cat. So if you have your cat tested, which is another expense, but it's a lot better than getting extremely fond of an animal and then watching it die, because we've all done that too, and it's really hard.
So what, and all over the country, there are now foundations that will provide grants to groups for spay and neuter. And it's not that we don't have a problem with dogs, we do. But at least in Southwest Washington, the problem is much worse than cats. We also have all over our communities, there's some people are aware of it and some are not, a whole lot of stray and feral. Feral cats are wild. Usually you can't walk up to them. The people will feed them. There's an organization in Portland called the Feral Cat Coalition of Oregon, and their mission is to spay and neuter feral cats. And they have a very well-organized program for trapping them, fixing them, they give them shots, and all the caregiver has to do is agree to continue to feed them.
Yeah.
And they have done, probably since they were started, over 50,000 cats. And when you go to something that the Humane Society tells you when you go through the volunteer training, that one female cat and all of her offspring in 7 years can produce something like 450,000 cats. You can see how valuable spaying and neutering is.
It's like multi-level marketing. You've all seen how you start with, 5 and then you get 5 more. Yeah, it's the same concept, except for, I guess cats were the originator thing.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
They,
Wow.
and
That's incredible.
I probably should give our phone number. It's 673-7373, and you can call and ask us what kind of animals we have, and if you do have a dog or a cat,
Is that his real signature?
maybe help you get it adopted or fixed here. We've helped numerous people in the community who are just overwhelmed with cats. We've helped them spay and neuter, tame them. I mean, there's many times that we've gone to homes and caught cats, had them spayed and neutered, and helped people that are just overrun with cats that just don't know what to do, just overwhelmed.
Yeah, we should mention that the prefix for that number is 360, Southwest Washington, 360-673-7373. We should mention too, Susan and I talk a lot about cats because that's what we do. There's another organization that's active in Portland and Southwest Washington that helps dogs, and it's called Fences for Fido. These are folks who go around, so many people will put their dogs out in the yard on a chain, and there's the poor dog. That's all it can do is move the length of its chain. And they will go around and build fences for these people, so at least if the dog has to stay outside, it can roam around and run around the yard, and it's not stuck on the end of the chain. And every once in a while, one of the ladies who's involved in that will come around, and she's managed to talk the owner of a dog into releasing the dog, and then we help her find a home for it. And dogs generally have a better outcome in our
Well, I'll tell you what,
part.
when I retire, you can have,
But there's still a lot of need
You know what?
for kindness.
When I was in the mall, I had these when I was too long. There was like,
Well,
Yeah,
you
there was
mentioned that
all this
article
stuff
from
in
Best
the
Friends. Best Friends.
there was a
is
lady that
is
came in
in
and she wanted to, they were pink.
and it is a sanctuary, an animal sanctuary that
She wanted to buy her. So they said,
has cats, dogs, pigs, horses,
and I went back to do something and when I came
Bunnies?
out,
bunnies,
Birds.
right?
goats. Yeah, they have everything. They have over,
Grab her, turn her around, I said, I think it's like
About 1,700 animals.
yeah, and it's like a 3,000 acres of land. They have ringworm cats, they have feline leukemia cats, they have FIV, FIP cats, and they're just all in different areas. And then they have healthy cats they do adopt out, and dogs they adopt out. Years ago they had the big dogs, the ones that were the football player Vic, who was
I don't know.
pit bull, yeah, was pit, I don't have the pit bulls and had them, and they took them and did
I have everybody on Facebook.
therapy with the animals and adopted most of them out.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah,
The Freedom
and,
Market.
Yeah, so they're just a really nice, a
Many
really fun
brothers.
place to go. If you're ever in Utah and you have a few minutes
Well, I have
to
Many
go to
Brothers,
Canal,
which
because
is,
it's really,
my mom's
really a
ex-boyfriend.
fun place.
These folks are probably the leader, or one of the leaders in this country
Yeah. and-
on solving the problems that create homeless animals. They are now involved in closing down puppy mills and working with state legislatures on banning.
She likes things like that.
If there's anybody looking at this that doesn't know what a puppy mill is, it's basically somebody who gets an accumulation of dogs
Yeah.
and just breeds them and breeds them and breeds them.
Somebody's where the old Broadway Tavern used to be.
A lot of these puppies go to pet stores, and there are several communities now that have passed legislation that say that the only animals that can be sold in pet stores in their jurisdiction are animals available for adoption from a shelter or rescue group.
Yeah, got it. It's over with the lease, where the old.
After a while, if there's no market for puppies for puppy mills, there won't be any more puppy mills. But in the meantime, the Now Best Friends has often been involved, directly or indirectly, in shutting down some of these puppy mills. And then, of course, they have to be involved in what do you do with all the dogs from the puppy mills? Oregon Humane has on occasion taken like 30 or 40 dogs from a puppy mill somewhere in Oregon.
Oh, yeah, I know you keep family.
Oh, that's not something we try to do because volume is too great for a network of foster homes. But that's the other side of shutting down the puppy mills, is now you have all these dogs. And what are you gonna do with them? Somebody has to take them. And they usually have major medical needs. Very few of them are healthy.
No, thank you.
But they can be saved.
Well, years ago, remember when I rented the smoke place and they had all those guys from California that came up. We had like probably 50 to 75. We had quite a few. Dogs that came up from California. And they were, dogs that had, they had skin problems, they were sick, and we had rented out a warehouse. And we had probably 50 to 75 dogs that we took care of, got adopted.
You're on the phone all day?
I remember it wasn't puppy mill, but boy, it was a mouse.
Well, there's a problem in California. They breed what they call designer dogs.
Oh,
These
sure.
are usually little dogs. It'll be like combination of a Chihuahua and a Pekingese or something like that. The people who are breeding them are breeding far more than they can find homes for. So there's Best Friends and many other organizations that are working to get these dogs moved around the country to places like, excuse me, Southwest Washington, where the, excuse me,
Susan, it's your call. Where we get them. We have one of our women in our group will go and she goes over to Eastern Washington and picks up some of these dogs. And we've also, there's also airplanes, and it's a group of air
group of private pilots who will take primarily dogs. I haven't heard of them taking cats, but they may. They'll bring, you know, depending on the size of their plane, they'll bring 4 or 5 dogs from somewhere in California up to somewhere in Washington. To once they know that there's rescue groups that will take them.
Yeah, we've gotten several. We've gotten several of those.
Yeah.
A lot of the peaks.
And there's a lot going on in the animal rescue world.
Yes, you can have your, I know.
But my dream is that someday our local humane society only service will be to hang on to cats and dogs until their owners can be found. And that there won't be any more stray ones, there won't be any more unwanted ones, that all of our animals in our community have been spayed or neutered, so they're not having puppies and kittens that they don't want. And that, it's a dream.
Hey, that's where it starts though.
Yeah, well, and I think that's, my dream is that there are, you know, no more homeless pets like that. Best Friends, but I also want to stop a lot of the abuse that, people, I was on Facebook the other day, and there was a site about punching cats, and it just, you know, we tried to get them to come off, but Facebook wouldn't take it off. A lot of your child abusers or your
Actually, you don't really.
sexual predators start out
Serial
abusing.
killers.
Yeah,
A lot of times.
start out abusing animals.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had people that, you know, have come across animals and have been,
I know him.
poured with oil and.
Oh, that one that Carrie
Yeah,
rescued.
nice, it's a beautiful kitten. And so they poured oil
So
on
they
it.
dumped him in a tank of oil.
Oh,
Something like that. Anyway, covered with oil. So Carrie and I took him to the vet, and she said, "Oh, just bathe him in Dawn until it's all off." And so Carrie took him home and had to bathe him about 13 times, get all the oil out of his fur, but he's fine.
That's what they use for like oil slicks and oceans and stuff too, like birds.
Yeah,
Some
I,
have
um,
like,
years ago I took a class
some have
about
like,
that, and we learned how to force feed ducks. We learned how to wash them in dawn.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And we never had to go out on a rescue, but oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
we learned all sorts of-
I'll cut it small, I'm sure.
yeah, force feeding ducks was not fun.
I can imagine.
Force feeding a cat isn't fun.
No. They don't want to eat, they don't want to eat.
That's just it.
And they don't, if they can't smell their food, if they've got a respiratory problem, and they can't smell their food, they won't eat it. So that's when you have to force feed it. And oh my gosh, it's not fun.
Well, I know when we've had, you know, our pets sick or we had to give them medicine, you know, yeah, it seems like if you want to eat something, they don't want it. You know, it's the way it is. Oh, our dog's pretty easy. They make, actually, the things that you can, I don't know how what they're called, but you just squeeze it. Yeah, you just put it in there, man. You just, I know you chew them, you swallow the whole.
Dogs are so much easier. I mean, you can get a piece of cheese and a piece of meat, and they'll just take it.
Yeah.
You don't even chew, they just swallow it. The
Yeah.
cat, I have a cat right now that's, she's hyperthyroid, and I give her a half a pill in the morning and half a pill at night. And she's my 13-pounder, and she, She would take a pill bucket and I'd sit down the floor and give it to her. She wolfs it down.
Nice.
Yeah, which is really nice because if you can't, I've had other cats where you have to hold them and you're doing, you've heard all those funny stories about how to get the pill off the ceiling, get the cat out of the and that's usually the way it is.
It's like flea dipping a cat. That's
Yeah.
always entertaining.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple times.
Oh, gosh. I've given a cat a bath. I had a friend that when we worked for the shelter, we volunteered at the shelter, we had a litter of kittens every morning. And every other day we gave them baths. And they got healthy, they got it all taken care of. We took it out to the shelter and we'd go down and visit them. And this older man, older gentleman came and adopted 2 of them. And he came back one day when we were down there and he says, "What is with these cats?" And I said, "Well, what?" Because I can't keep them out of water. He would turn on a sink to get water, they'd be in the sink. He would turn on the bathtub, they'd be in the bathtub. Yeah, he could not keep it. And we just started laughing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they loved the water because they had baths every other day and they just, that was really fun.
That was a normal thing for a cat too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had someone tell me that, they give their cat a regular bath. I'm like, how do you pull that off? And they're like, well, start when they were kittens.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like kind of like brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
You start when they're little. You can do it. And we always recommend that when you get a kitten, that you play with their feet and their paws and stuff like this, and you push on their paws and you play with their nails, and that way you can clip their nails a lot easier than having to catch them and clip them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they're not biting you either. So.
Yeah, clipping is a really good point as opposed to ripping their claws out.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah, you want to talk about declawing? Oh,
Declawing a cat is mutilation. Plain and simple.
yeah.
It would be as though somebody took you to the doctor and cut off
No,
your
we do have-
fingers at the first
We
thumb.
have a fall.
Yeah.
It's painful for the cat. It leaves the cat defenseless if something happens. It leaves the cat, some cats will still manage to climb just with their hind feet, but some cats can't.
They become biters.
They
Really?
become
Okay, say-
biters because they can't defend themselves with their paws.
Yeah, they won't use the litter box
Well,
sometimes either.
some of them,
because
yeah. Some of them
because
are
they're talking
about. If they don't, if they haven't had the proper
Yeah.
stuff in their litter box right after the operation, it really hurt. I was just reading a book where they recommended you use paper towels and tear it up into
No,
strips.
I used to when I was younger, I would.
I like,
But if their feet hurt and after 4 or 5 days, it's, my feet hurt when I use the litter box, they may never want to use the litter box again. because their feet hurt. So we will not adopt a cat to somebody who declares that they can get the cat paws. A lot of times when we explain why, that's not a good thought, they go, I didn't know
And I said,
that.
yeah, 'cause I wore a size 0 when I was younger.
I want to adopt a cat
And,
to somebody who
I said, well,
already has a
you
cat that isn't fixed or current on their shots.
I said, after 2
And tell them, you spend your money getting your current cat taken care of, and then you
Well,
have
Well,
to
mix it with water.
I was on the phone one time and I had a lady and she wanted us to pay for her
So it's a
food and for her
taste,
cat to
you know,
use
and
food.
not all
And
the
I
same
just
time.
probably
That-
added up to my
Drinking it a couple,
how
3
many I
times.
had with people.
It was
calling
good.
and stuff, and I've been on the line there
How the heck?
probably
Never.
too long. And I said,
7 up or something.
I said, "Do you smoke?" And she said, "Yes, I do." I said, "Stop
Yeah.
smoking
So I
for a
from
week.
then on, I drank.
Take that money and have your cat spayed." And she just on me.
That's a valid point.
I was so, well, she was really irritated with me, but I just thought, I had just had it and I usually was really pretty good with people on the line and stuff. It just came out so fast and I
Well, and
was,
typically, I think, within reason, people can put together money for something and it's
Pretty
important to them.
serious.
That's what we were able to illustrate there. I mean,
That's
I
priority.
think I heard the
That's
example, I mean,
Yeah. that is.
Do you have, whatever dollar amount it might be within reason, you have $1,000, the person might say no and say, well, there's a brand new Corvette for sale across the street for $1,000. Well, guess what? They'll come up with that $1,000 because
Definitely.
that's a pretty incredible opportunity.
Yeah.
And again, it's how important is it in relation to the money to the person. Obviously, getting it done was not important to that person.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to ask them, if they come around and they say, oh, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I want to say, well, do you smoke? Do you drink soda pop? Do you buy beer and alcohol? Yeah.
Designer coffee, especially designer.
Designer coffee? Do you
Yeah.
buy lottery tickets? Do you rent movies?
By the time you pay the tip, you're about $5 to buy designer coffee.
And I used to drink. And these are all things that you can certainly do without for some length of time until you save the money. Even to get a big dog spade, which gets to be expensive because that's usually charged by the weight of the dog. Whereas cats, most vets will charge per cat. Now, if the cat is in heat, it's extra. If the cat is already pregnant and they have to work the kittens, it's extra. Of course, with the little boys, you don't have those problems, except occasionally they have a little boy who has one testicle and needs to send in, and then they have to do internal surgery to get that out, and that'll be a little bit extra. That's a condition called cryptorchid, to introduce you to a new word.
I've not heard of that before. So you were saying weight of the dog is a factor. Is that because it takes more sedation or something? Or what's the...
I would guess it's the amount of time they have to have anesthetized in order to have to make the operation, and the bigger the dog, the longer.
That was my guess. Okay.
I've never actually sat down with a vet and asked them that.
Sure. Well, we're getting towards the end of the show. We've got, of course, have the shout outs here in a moment or two with Cody. But before that, I just want to make sure there isn't any final things we need to get out there. Maybe a reminder of numbers and websites.
On the phone again, 360-673-7373.
I love that. 673.
Hey, can we say that again so I can hear you do a dual stereo?
I don't know if we could do it again like that.
Well, I should repeat the website because there again, I can't tell if the viewers are going to be able to read the sign. The website is www.ourpaws.petfinder.com. And I should mention that there are many pet websites out there listing pets available for adoption from shelters and rescue groups all over the country. And we post ours primarily to petfinder.com and adoptapet.com. What we found, in the last 6 to 9 months, is there are many more sites, and some of those sites, instead of having the rescue groups post directly to them, go out and troll around the other sites and sort of pick up the most desirable looking pets.
I see.
Well, that's nice because there's more exposure for our pets. But the downside of that is when one of those gets adopted, they don't know it and they don't put it down. So we keep getting inquiries about animals we haven't had for 4 or 5 months. And we have to politely email them back and thank them for asking about it, but
Gone.
however, we can't help you find a cat.
We're really good about switch and bait and switch.
Yeah, that works. That
We're
works.
really good about that. Yeah. Oh, this one looks just like that one.
Even better personality.
Well, you ask, sometimes you talk to the person, what kind of a home do you have?
Sure.
What kind of a cat would work out of your house? For example, I'm an old lady with no grandchildren. I've got several foster cats that would make great pets.
Which one is it that's good for
For
adult?
adult homes, not. But probably wouldn't work well for children. It's not that they're aggressive.
I'll leave it
It's
straight.
that they will be skittish when you're a kid chasing
Is that
after
what it is?
That makes
them.
sense.
And so you really try to pick the right
See, I can't
dog.
take.
And I think it's even more important the dog.
Because if I take it.
Or cat
Sure.
for the family and for the
I'll leave it.
Well, like ours, our dog in particular is, he basically panics if we're gone for more than 5 minutes,
Oh,
So,
that's called separation.
yeah,
anxiety.
separation anxiety. And so, yeah, it's, that's, if I were in a position to place him, for example, I'd want to make sure as a family that would be around as much as possible, because, leaving him home while everybody's at work and school probably isn't the best fit for him,
Does he never,
Yeah, it's really bad. So, fortunately with us, we've got, a business where my wife can essentially be home and do the computer side of the business and
But
be
there
there
was
with
one
them.
time that I was.
And if the weather's nice, which it is, probably 6 or 7 months out of the year, it's cool enough, we'll even take them with us in the car and stuff. When it gets hot, it's a little tougher, obviously, but.
And we had a dog that we got from Greece, and we had 2 dogs come from Greece, and they were. One of them was. I'm not sure if the other one has been, if she's been adopted or not, but she was okay. Well, this one was. She was a toy dog, and she was just darling, and her name was Susie, and. So I bonded with her, but she was, the first couple that took her, I left her in the car, she chewed off her seatbelt.
Oh,
And so they fixed it and everything, and they left her in the car again, she chewed it off again, and they brought her back. And I thought, okay, 1, I wouldn't have left her in the car, and 2, if she done it twice, you think that they wouldn't have done it.
Ours is funny. He doesn't mind being alone in the car. It's really funny. It's like, I think that's almost where he'd rather be than probably even in the house in some ways. It's really crazy. We're in the house, obviously, once they get with us, but he really, except for to open the house door, it's hard to even go in the yard and do what he needs to do because he wants to run right to the car. He runs right to the car, right by the door, and like, okay, let's go somewhere. Yeah, it's kind of funny that way. So, are you guys on Facebook? Okay. You guys were, I think I've liked your page.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, and we have Rescue Cause, and then I'm on Facebook too, I think Kim.
I didn't do it very often.
So Cody,
Yeah, that was,
Shout out.
I think we're at shout out time.
Shout out?
Yes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, wrong shout out. Okay.
oh gosh.
Show,
Show.
yes. That's a wrap, people. Shout outs. Donna from Randall, Washington, Ray from Longview, Dane from Germany,
Where's the Randall?
and well, my mind went blank for a minute. Anne from Longview, Rachel from Escondido, Elisa from Kelso, Aaron from Vader, Michael from North Dakota, Renee from New Hampshire, Connie from Cleveland, Connie from Winlock, Andy from Longview, Debbie from Vancouver, Christine from Longview, Darcy from Longview, Gail from Peachester, Queensland, Australia, Vitalis from Kenya, Martha from Tacoma, Susan from England, Jamal from Africa, Stephen from Portland, Rich from Seattle, TJ from the Midwest, Lynn from Victoria, BC, Mark from Pittsburgh, Amelia from Longview, Black Dog Hat, Indie Acoustic from the UK.
They're just black dog now.
Yeah.
Paul Miller from Seattle, Garina, I'm really hoping I'm saying that right. Kate Sat from Seattle, Carol from Longview, Avery from Longview, and Jack from Greenville, Ohio. Did you know I did not know what Victoria, BC was until about 2 days ago?
Victoria.
You should go. It's beautiful.
British Columbia.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It didn't click. All right, next week is
Stephen Bright.
Stephen Burright.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, look.
I will be the host next week.
Is it Wednesday or Tuesday?
It'll be Wednesday. And then after next week, we'll be going back to Tuesdays. So join us next week. Come down to Lynn's on 1232 Commerce. Have a hamburger, a milkshake, whatever. Go to 420 Holiday, where every day is a holiday.
Or go to CNL too when you're that way.
Or if you're in Castle go to CNL. So next week at 6, Thank you for watching. Have a great Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going by. Okay.
Go Blazers.
Yeah.
All right.
Seahawks.
Good night.
Yeah,
I guess the last
that's
Seahawks.
Yeah, it's a little late for Seahawks, Andy.